Hey guys, welcome back to Mindmeld Tech. Today we're going to be talking about a new computer case I'm going to do a build in. It's a pretty neat case. I saw it and I figured, I'm going to give this a try. It is the Titan 1 1.2. It's a bundle deal by a company called Bitspower. It's pretty cool. So let's get this up on the table and show you what it looks like. So as you can see, as we're getting ready to open this box, this is a Lanley, however you pronounce it, case. And Bitspower makes water cooling. For my next build, I wanted to do some water cooling hard tubing. It was going to be my first venture into hard tube water cooling, and I wanted, I had a whole budget in mind. But then when I was in the store, I stumbled across this case. It's a kit, and it comes with all types of water cooling stuff built into it. The case was about $400 for it and the kit. It's pretty neat. So our first box in here, you got your thank you cards and whatnot, some foam packaging. It's all your water cooling stuff. Like right here we have our block for our CPU. There is no GPU block. You got a bunch of your fittings. Some more fittings and odds and ends, some mounting gear. There's some brackets. Basically everything you need. Here's a soft tube. I believe this is probably to help with your fill and whatnot. It has a couple of pre-bent hard tubes, and I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I have all this stuff to do bending. I haven't done any bending yet, but that takes a lot of the guesswork out of what you're doing. So I thought this was pretty neat. This is basically geared towards people that haven't done something like this yet with hard lines. It's supposed to make it a lot easier on you and take some of the guesswork out of it. The other thing is, eventually, when I can find the GPU I want, I'll be able to add a GPU to this and put it into the loop, and should be able to do that relatively easy. So take a look at that in here. All right, flip this monster over. Like I said, when I saw this, I thought it was pretty cool, and at least with some of my calculations, it also saved me a little bit of money up front, as opposed to piecing out all those little pieces of a loop and buying them. It all came in one convenient package, because this case alone was probably close to about $200. Then you'd have your pumps, your distro plate, or whatever you're going to get in the meantime that you have to go into that. That all adds up pretty quick. Yeah. And it's going to be the first case that I've built in that isn't quite traditional, at least what I would consider traditional. It's a little box here that I'm used to, but I kind of like it. My wife likes it. She's in the room helping me film today, and she's playing some computer games on the other computer. So if you hear in the background, just say hi, leave her a comment. I'll also post a link to her YouTube channel. If you got kids, she has a YouTube channel where she does, toy reviews and different other things like that geared towards children. Pretty cool channel called Not Your Average Wednesday. So anyways, I got stuff falling off all over the place. So on the bottom of this case, there's a, one of these filters. So that's kind of cool. It's magnetic. Put that back on there. That sticks pretty good. But anyways, it's tempered glass. It's got tempered glass on the front and the sides. On the side, it's got in the front here, I don't know how well you can see it, but in the front we also have, you know, a distro plate. It came with a pump in it. That's kind of nice. It's got some pretty good ventilation. It ventilates from the side over here, from the top, from the bottom. So let's figure out how to take this tempered glass off. Or maybe you don't. Oh wow. This looks like this top comes off. That's kind of cool. Top comes off. There's another filter here. You got your radiator on top. Radiator is already installed. That is nice. I'm probably going to take these vents off. For those of you who watch my channel for a while, I really don't care for, you know, these filters. I'm a big fan of clean your computer. I really believe that the filters disrupt the airflow. I'm going to have to invest in some fans on the bottom. Luckily, I got to step out tomorrow, so I can pick some up. But the rad comes pre-installed with some fans. Oh, there we go. Well, that's kind of cool how that comes apart. Always make sure your tempered glass is safe. I like to put it between the two pieces of foam that came in there. So anyways, let's see if we can get a good look at this here. All right, so this is kind of neat. Like these sides lift up and come out. I gotta get used to that. You know, so far it seems pretty cool. So let's see what we got in here. So as I was saying, it comes with 3 fans for the radiator. Radiator is pre-installed. Down here, it's got space where you can either put additional fans. It's got clips for SSD drives if you have those. Motherboard will obviously go there. It's got some grommets. You got your distro plate. Right here, it's got, it looks like pieces for, you know, when you get ready to put your video card in here, you know, you can cut this here and then, you know, install the tubes for that. So that's kind of cool that it's ready to go. You know, you don't have to worry about all that. Looks like it's going to be kind of fun to build in. In the back, you got, you know, your power supply will go here. Looks like this is your bay for your hard drive here. If you got some platter drives, let's go ahead and open this up, see what that looks like. Looks like a box of goodies. It's got hookups for your RGB. It's kind of neat. Oh no, it looks like a pretty solid looking case. I'm pretty excited to build it. All right, so we got this box of goodies here. Get that out of there. Oh, you got a little sled system here for your hard drives. That's pretty cool. So I definitely got a couple of those to go in here. So inside here, we have the instruction book for the case. You got to figure out how to get the case apart to get to it. We have whatever this rubber block is, and I'm going to have to figure that out. A bunch of screws and some tie-offs. Cable management in this thing looks like it's going to be a dream. I'm really looking forward to that. but yeah. But it's black. I'm getting away from the white that I had on the other case. And I'm looking forward to it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on this build. And we're going to go from there. All right, guys. So this is the motherboard that I chose. Also, I guess while I'm at it, I'll talk about the processor that I chose also. This is the AMD Ryzen 7, AMD Ryzen 1500X. It's an 8-core, 16-thread processor. I did want to get the 12-core processor. I believe that was Ryzen 9 5900X, but they were out of stock. I kind of wanted to work within a budget, so I, went a step below instead of a step up. So I said I could have got the 16-core processor, but I wanted to save some money. I'm still trying to find the video card I want, and I didn't want to. I'm still sitting on that money because I want to be able to buy the card as soon as I find it. But anyways, I chose this because, well, this is basically nostalgia for me. When I first started building computers, I really wanted a crosshair motherboard, and this is like years ago, like when they first started making the crosshair boards. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get one because I've always wanted one, and I'm gonna get it. It's like like somebody who's always wanted to buy a pair of Jordans. They finally buy their Jordans. Well, I finally got my crosshair. So let's open this up and see what's in the box. Start to get going. Now I can say this opens up. It's pretty nice. It's got Republic of Gamers, blah blah blah. Let's take this out of here. Let's see now. Oh yeah. So sit this out. We'll sit that over here to the side. So in the box we have, well, that's pretty cool. We have a coaster. I'll use that. We have time to gear up. Here's a coupon for 20% off your cables from Cable Mod. I may take them up on this. We have the disc for the motherboard. That's cool. We have a little thank you card thanking you for your purchase. Oh boy, this is kind of cool. We have a bunch of stickers. Never used any of these, but there's a first time for everything. Now we have a hefty instruction booklet here. I'm gonna set this out. I've set it in past videos. Oops, got the instruction booklet. I've set it in past videos. Big fan of having the instruction booklet. We have a bunch of cables in here. More cables. What else? We got our Wi-Fi antennas. Don't even know if I'll use those. I bought the thing with Wi-Fi, and that's where I'm at with it. We have more cables. We got our M.2 screws. We got this thing. I love that they've started to include this thing here. There's a little bit of glare there, but this is for your front panel. You can plug all your little things into this and then plug that into the motherboard. It's a lot more convenient. I love when I find those in there. So, all right, that's where we're at. It's kind of a different design for these antennas. They're 2 different sizes. I'll put some of this stuff back in here. It's really cool. Like I said, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I can't believe, it's been years, and it's like, all right, I finally got, my board. You know, like I said, I don't know. I find it to be pretty cool. And, you know, like I said, some extra cables, like, you know, for different things. You know, some for some fans, some for your RGB. You know, so you can hook that up. Some extra SATA cables. I'm probably going to put these to some good use. I'm glad they came in there. I think the ones that I currently have are all mismatched. And I love the way this box opens too. Feels very nice. I don't know. Might be a little weird with that kind of stuff. So here is the motherboard. We're gonna put some stuff in here. Some installation. It's really cool, you know. What this is, you know, there's no, wow. Ooh, we're gonna peel, we're gonna peel. Yeah, peel. Well, that's gonna, okay. So we got here. We got a fan there. So it's got some neat stuff. Hero. But yeah, I'm really digging this board. It's got, you know, some different things on here. One of the things that really attracted me to it is, you know, it's got plenty of bells and whistles, but I really like at the back panel. I don't know if you can see this at all. Let me peel this off. But we have a lot of USB on there, and that's a lot of what I was looking for. I plug all kinds of crap into my computer. I mean, granted, I could probably get you know, some extra ports to plug in and things like that, but you know, whatever. All right, so I'm gonna flip through the book for the motherboard real quick, and then we're going to start installing some stuff on here. All right, so I might be fast forwarding a lot of this build. You know, I just kind of want to get it done. I know I've done an actual build video already, but really I just wanted to share, you know, something I was working on with you guys. So that being said, what I'm gonna do first is I think I'm gonna install my M.2s. Go from there. I actually got two different M.2 drives here. One is a Western Digital Black 1 terabyte, and I'm going to be using that for just general storage. The other is the Samsung 980 Pro, and that is PCI Express 4, and I'm looking to put that one actually, you know, I'm going to put OS and, you know, just some of the things I want to run a little bit faster on that, just kind of check it out. You know, the Western Digital Black I'm kind of just going to use for, you know, some storage, and kind of go from there. There we go. It's kind of interesting to, like, you know, take this apart, because like I said, it's probably the fanciest motherboard I've ever owned. You know, I have my other computer actually has a Sabertooth motherboard in it, which I thought that was, you know, the business when I got that. I was like, oh, look at this motherboard, you know. At the time, that was the nicest motherboard I ever bought. But like I said, I'm really looking forward to this one. Like I said, the Crosshair has been one that's, well, not to be funny, but it's been in my crosshairs, the dump, for a while now. You know, and really looking forward to using it. You know, I've always had some pretty decent luck with the Asus stuff. I'm some people kind of talk a little trash about it, but I found this stuff to be pretty nice. I got one buddy that's like, no, you don't want that. It's no good. Well, I think it's just fine. Gotta remember when you're taking these apart, on the bottom of these, there's thermal pads. So you want to make sure you take, that off when you go to stick it on there. Make sure that you, so you're conducting the heat, so to speak. That'll be important. So I do really dig the look of this motherboard. So all right. So, got our M.2 drives installed. So next, we're going to take a look at, installing our water block. And see what we can do with that there. And if you guys don't have one, I highly recommend getting one of these little magnetic things, keep your screws in. I find them to be pretty invaluable. So we're going to put our CPU and our water block in. I'm going to replace these here first before I put the CPU in, just because I don't want to drop anything on it. But I'm going to remove these one at a time. On some of these fancier motherboards like this, most people aren't going to be air cooling or using one of these fans. I wonder why they still put these brackets on there. I mean, maybe somebody is, I don't know. But I mean, if you're doing this kind of investment, you're looking at doing some overclocking and, things like that. So, all right. All right, so the first thing we're going to do here is, after we got that bracket off, is we got these little white silicone pieces. And I'm going to place those over that. I believe I put those up. So once you got those on there, now you're going to want to get your package screws. This is for AMD AM4. I have to pick up my needle nose on the other side of the room here soon. You're going to take these, you're going to screw these in next. These got some nice little thumb finger type things there. Just tighten those down. One of the reasons I do these one side at a time is, just to keep the back plate from falling through there. It's just a little handy. I can't, get over just how excited I am when I got to do this. My wife let me go into Micro Center unobserved, and she's like, honey, just, do what you need to do. We come across a little bit of extra, and she allowed me to invest. And this is, like I said, this is cool. I get those on there good. All right. So now we're ready for the CPU. I should probably pick up my thermal paste too. Alright, so what I'm going to do next, so we're going to drop our CPU in there, get that in there. And then we're going to get the water block on there. So this is the first AMD CPU that I've ever bought that didn't come with cooling. And I don't know if that means it's just fancier or what. But, so with that, to unlock it, and if you've seen before, you want to kind of look on here. Right here, there's a little triangle. That triangle is going to correspond to a triangle on this processor. You just want to make sure that you're putting that in there appropriately. Be mindful of the pins. If it, yeah. There's a little triangle here on the processor, the corner of the processor. Triangle here, you want to match them up. You know, I always get paranoid doing this. I've done it quite a bit, but something about it still just kind of freaks me out. There you go. And it should just fit right in there. You shouldn't have to push it, press it in. It'll just lay right in there. You know, I always kind of move it a little bit side to side like, yep, it's in there. So then after that, you can depress this, and boom, your processor's locked in. Really nice. That's a sexy looking processor there. All right, so I'm gonna apply some thermal paste, thermal grease, whatever you want to call it. What I normally do is honestly, I just put a good bit right there. You know, they say, oh, pea size. Well, you know, whatever. Close enough. That might be a little much. Don't make fun of my application. So next, we're going to get into this, this water block. Like I said, excited about this. With all such things, you want to check from the bottom. You got this warning, please peel this off. On the bottom here, make sure you peel that off. There's nothing worse, I would think, than getting to the point of getting ready to start this thing up and then have to take it apart because you forgot about that. Wow, this thing's neat looking. I can't wait. So anyways, drop that on there. Kind of put it on there. There we go. Man, that's gonna look good. That floats a lot. Still nice looking. All right, so we're gonna put some washers on here and then some springs. Oh shoot. I'll get that washer in a minute. Man, that sucks. I'm going to drop our springs on there. See if I can get you guys a little bit of a better angle on there. These big old things. And you want to just when you put these on, you want to just barely start them. You know, get them so they stand up. You know, kind of get them on there a little bit. Because I don't know if you've ever changed the tire or not, but that's how we're going to treat these. We're going to just start them a little bit. Ooh. You should be able to get them to go on there nice and smooth. There shouldn't be like a lot of resistance. You don't want to cross thread. Alright. How do I feel those? Alright. Alright, so now we got those started. I'll give this one a few turns. And you want to make sure your springs have enough play. I want to say play, but the links as you're depressing these shouldn't be there should be visible gaps. You know, you don't want your springs to be depressed all the way. You know, you'll just keep doing this until you get some resistance. And like I said, there should be some gaps between the springs. Like right now, these have all stopped. So they're good. We got resistance. It's on there. Yeah, I'm excited. A little RGB thing here. I'm going to have to figure out how to route that so you don't see it. Probably put it down here, huh? I'll figure it out. Oh, we're up here. I'll route it one way or the other. Figure that out. So far, so good. While we're here, one of the next things I'm going to put in is I'll put a couple fittings in here. Alright, so I got one in there. I'm wondering, so from what I'm reading, I'm supposed to get these to turn the farthest on the water block. Let's see, I think supposed to be in there firmly. That one's in there real good. It's good they have these little arrows. One's here and one's here, and I'm wondering if that's where I start them. But anyways, those are in there. We're good to go there. I guess we're gonna discover what happens here. You know, so I've done a little bit of research on water cooling, so whatever. We'll see how this goes. If I get some leaks, I guess I'll just have to fix it. So next, I'm going to go ahead and install my RAM. And I'm excited about this. I got the, sorry about that, Trident G-Skill. Oh, sorry, the G-Skill, it's Trident Z Neo. And this is RGB RAM. I got 2 sticks, 32 gigabytes. You know, looking back, kind of wish I would have got like 4 sticks. It might have looked a little cooler, but you know, I am not going to complain. This is still going to look really cool. And if I want to, maybe I can add another, you know, 32 later. But this is definitely the fanciest RAM I've ever owned. And it's pretty wicked. Let me check that out. I mean, it's cool looking. I am thrilled, beyond thrilled to have it. that. Fits in there pretty snug. But I really like the look of this as far as the finish and everything goes. I think it really pops. You know, you guys want to probably see that. Wow, this is a nice, satisfying click. Yeah, it'd probably look a lot better with 4, except maybe I'll get those other ones. But like I said, well, we'll just see. But for right now, like I said, that's pretty cool looking. So we got our RAM in, we got that in. I'm thinking we may be ready to drop this motherboard in the case and start to go from there. Alright guys, well we are about to drop our motherboard into this thing. So one of the things I like to do first is kind of look at how it's going to go in, eyeball it a little bit. Get a good look at things. Sometimes you'll have a standoff that's not a standoff, but it's a nub. A lot of times it's right in the center. You know, that is going to prove to be interesting. Maybe not. Okay. Yes, it is. Well, crap. I'm going to take some of this apart again. I just want to kind of get it lined up. Wow, there's a lot of space in this thing. I can't believe this. That is crazy. Alright, I am going to have to take this off to get to one of the screws. I feel a little silly right now for not looking at that ahead of time. But it is what it is. So we'll get these screws in and kind of go from there. One of the things I like to recommend is, start with these end ones. A lot of times I'll go corner to corner with the motherboard, just because I've noticed like sometimes some holes don't always line up the way you want them to. So you don't want to really snug it down. You want a little bit of play in it. And then after you get everything in there, you can kind of go from there. Just my personal experience. But the corner method's always done me real well. You know, prior to going with that, I've really had to juggle some of these things around here. But this is also a pretty nice case though too. Like I said, I'm actually, shocked how easy this has gone in so far. I do think one of the things that kind of sucks, I bought a pack of sleeved cables to put in this. And I just bought, 24 pin, this, and then the video card. But this has got an 8 pin and a 4 pin up here. And I did not buy that. So I'm going to have to use some default cables here. What I think I'm going to end up doing is breaking down and ordering something nice from Cable Mod or something. And just kind of going from there. I was thinking about getting some of the RGB cables to put in here, because I thought, well, those look pretty hot. But we'll see. All right, what we're going to install next is our power supply. So what I have here is, well, it's kind of a beast. It's a 1200 watt main gear power supply. It's really cool. This is fancy. comes in a bag. And so does all the cabling. That's pretty cool. Get some nice drawstring bags. I can deal with that. It's French. It also comes with a bunch of stickers. Ooh, and some decals. I might actually put some of these on the case because they're red and it'll go with the theme. This is main gear. It'll go on there. I don't think it'll look hideous. If it does, I'll just peel it off. But I can't complain about that. I wonder, this probably does have, oh wow, that rocks. It came with like this red power cord. That actually rocks. Also, let's see what other cords we have here. This is a fully modular power supply, if you hadn't guessed yet. And yeah, we got CPU. Yeah, we got all kinds of cables. This will be cool. I'll be able to make some things work. So let's go ahead and get this power supply installed. Because if we install this, and then obviously we can install some other things. But I mean, wow, this bag is impressive. I know they're just bags, but it's like, you know, still cool. Like I said, 1200 watt power supply, fully modular. And just pretty wicked. Like I said, these bags are pretty cool. I might reuse a little bit of this. Yeah. I'll probably order some more different cables and things. You know, stuff. Have one of those days. So let's open this up here. See what we got. VGA. That's interesting. So CPU. We're going to definitely need some corner ones for the CPU. So we'll get these out of here. So those are an 8. Do we have another CPU? 24 pin. PSU. Yeah. We'll get that figured out there. .24 pin, and what's this? VGA, CPU. Okay, so we do got 2 CPUs, so that'll work. So we'll have enough, at least in those, to power our motherboard. That's what I was kind of worried about. Because like I said, bought those custom cables, but I'm hoping nobody will notice the plain black in the corner. I guess at least it's not ketchup and mustard. So let's get our power supply in there. Now, one thing I note, I do see a lot of times I've seen screws that come with the power supply. I don't see any here. But the case came with a bunch of screws, so we're not screwed. But I'm bummed. Anyways, where did my screws go? Yeah. So we're gonna have vents on this side of the case, on the back of it. So definitely want our power supply to sit out. And this is where the camera battery died, and I didn't realize it for a couple hours. So my final conclusions on this build. One, the Lanley or Lanley, however you want to pronounce it. This case was great to build in. I would definitely build it again. I really liked the room. I really liked the way it was set up. I really liked just the way things fit and what you could do with it. I would highly recommend it. I also highly recommend this kit. And it looks like I feel like on their website they have different levels of kits, but because the kit was awesome, you know, and I'm eventually going to get a card in there that you know, is better than what I got. By the time you see this video, I will have another video out. It'll probably be out before this video, where I've just picked up a 3060. But you'll see that video here, probably post it up here, but it'll be around later. You know, we'll circle back and put some of the benchmarks that we had in this. But overall, this isn't a bad computer. Like I said, I just gotta eventually, maybe in a year, upgrade the card. Because you know that's the sticking point right now. It's like so hard to find cards. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it was a little sloppy. Stay tuned. We're gonna be bringing some more content here coming soon. I'm also gonna be exploring some more 3D printing stuff as well as some Raspberry Pi products. Thanks again for watching Mindmeld Tech, and be sure to subscribe.